extra, read all about it. Get your copies while they last. Stop the presses.
And now for something completely different.
Are you ready for a little truth? Are we not entertained? Wisdom is the proper use of knowledge and experience. There are no safe spaces here. The truth shall make you free. It's showtime! So you want the truth, but can you handle the truth? Well, here's another fine mess you've gotten us into. Now that's entertainment. Enlighten me a little. What you say is quite logical. And what did we learn? Prepare yourself for a little sensory overload. I came here for the truth. 7 years ago, stand by the roll show intro. Roll show intro in 3, 2, 1, go.
This is the Craig L. Hayes Show.
Hello, America, family, friends, and listeners all around this planet we call home. This is the Craig L. Hayes Show. I'm Craig L. Hayes. It is the 14th of July, 2025, from the Northern Command Center here in Enterprise, Utah. This is being recorded for you to be published later this afternoon and put on the World Wide Web. This is the last couple of days before I head back down to Las Vegas to do some more interviews in Elvis Presley's dressing room at the Westgate Resort, Las Vegas. Looking forward to it. Got several lined up, good people, about entertainment. And then I'm going to be moving on some new stuff after somewhere in August. I've got some ideas to get some more people in here, and I'm going to venture into a couple things that hopefully pay off a little bit. Not that I'm doing this for money, because I don't. I haven't done any of this for money. I'm just doing it because I enjoy it and because I want to be a voice in the wilderness crying out for sanity and truth. 2 words that sound like really simple things, but not really to get through with. Today's show is going to be called, let me see, Moral Superiority. Moral superiority. Morally superior to other people. You know, that's where the Democrat Party always comes from. That's the angle they always come from. That because what they believe in is morally superior to anybody else's, that they should have some kind of special attention paid to it, and we should go along with it because they say, well, because we're the party of the little guy, we're the party of compassion, we're the party for the downtrodden, you're the party of losers, you're the party of criminals, you're the party of perverts, you're the party of disgusting taxation, tyrants that want to be commies, socialist Marxists. Anyways, I'll digress a little bit on that, but that's who you guys are. That's the Democrat Party. Let's take one thing, let's take a couple things to show how their moral superiority is actually a bunch of crap and how they really don't care about anybody. You know, if they had real morals, they wouldn't be Democrats. If they believed in any kind of moral superiority, they would never be a Democrat. Let's go through a couple of things real quick here. The Democrat Party is 100% vested. 100% vested in this LGBTQ movement, the DEI movement, that says that we should be injecting kids with hormone blockers, mutilating their bodies, because we've talked them into that they have a problem, they have issues, and they should think about this, and we're going to take and change your body out, and we're going to do all these things to you, and so that you'll be happy down the road. Is that really a form of moral superiority? Is to mutilate little children's or kids' bodies? Is it really? You feel you're morally superior giving children hormone blockers instead of letting their natural body develop and do the things it's supposed to do. It is the body that God created, and therein lies the problem. When you start playing with these things, you're pretending to be God. How about just letting the bodies and such that God created be the bodies that God created? They are flawed. There are problems with them, but I'll guarantee you right now that God did not put a man's spirit inside of a woman and a woman's spirit inside of a man. He does not get confused at these things. He does not make mistakes. For in the day that he makes a mistake, one single mistake, he ceases to be God. He is perfect. Now, problems can occur in bodies. Problems can occur in minds. People's minds can be manipulated, played with, distorted, or just have a mind that doesn't work properly. We get the whole type of people that have all kinds of issues and mental problems. Does not mean that you're in the wrong body. It means you need some help, and real help. Not somebody who's going to say, oh, you're not sure about who you are? Well, why don't you just choose who you are, and then we'll start addressing it. We'll take and give you counseling and tell you who you are, that we'll verify and enforce who you are. We're going to give you drugs so that it starts changing yourself, and then down the road you can take and get a sex change operation and turn into the person you think you are. That is not compassion. That is misguided compassion. That is compassion that is just devastating. Okay. Wanting to do that to children, wanting to do that to people, it's very simple. That's a devastation of people dressed up as compassion. Let's go with that. You're dressing up compassion and devastating people's lives. And once it's done, it's done. Once you've mutilated them and chopped body parts off or done anything like that, it's over with. There's no turning back. How about getting them some true mental health so that they know who they are, why they're here? And you know, the easiest thing to do is put your arm around those kids and say, I understand that you're having issues. I understand. But God loves you for who you are. And he did not make a mistake supposedly putting you in the wrong body. That's one thing. That is just one simple thing that the Democrat Party is wrong about. And their moral superiority falls apart. Let's go on to these illegal aliens and how they believe that they should stand up and fight with ICE and not let these people who are criminals. Remember, every single person who comes into this country without our permission is a criminal. And then if you take and you violate our laws and you harm American citizens, you are a felon on top of being a criminal. For 4 years, Joe Biden and the Democrats allowed, 10, 15 million people to walk across our borders. We have no idea who they are. 500,000 children are in slave labor or sex slaves or some kind of situation like that in the country We've been able to find somewhere around 10,000 of them. That still leaves like 490,000 children that are being exploited out there by the Democrat Party. And you Democrats who think you have moral superiority, stand by and still believe you do when this type of garbage is going on in this country. And you stand with illegal aliens and criminals. You stand with people who hate this country. You stand with people who do not want to assimilate. And those people who do not want to assimilate, those people who do not want to be a part of this country but would rather tear it down and create a Marxist utopia, which there is no such thing, people, no such thing. Those people who will not assimilate, you know what happens if you do not assimilate? You become an invasive species in this nation. In other words, you become like a weed in a garden. You don't belong there. And you needed to be pulled out and gotten out of there and put somewhere else. We throw weeds in the trash can to get rid of them. I'm not saying throw illegals into the trash can. I'm saying throw them back to where they belong. If you catch too small of a fish, you have to throw it back. You catch an illegal alien, you got to throw it back. See where we're heading with this stuff? It's really very simple. You do not have any rights in this country if you're here illegally. You have basic human rights because you're a human being. But you do not get the full potential and the full force of the Constitution of the United States to back up your desires when you come here illegally. It's all very simple. We've never done that for people, but you all want that. You are an invasive species. You are the weed in a fruitful garden. Time to remove you. And that's how we fix part of this problem. So now we have Democrats who are 100% behind the mutilation of children because of the LGBTQ movement. We have the Democrat Party, who is 100% behind illegal aliens and illegal alien criminals and violent criminals, want them to stay in this country because they don't care that its citizens are getting harmed in any way, shape, or form, whether it be because of their wallet being taxed to support these people or literal attacked at home, on the street, in businesses, etc. They don't care that these illegals came into this country and brought in fentanyl, which killed 100,000 people a year in this country. They only did these things because they want more people that will vote for them down the road. Is there anything more repugnant or disgusting as the Democrat Party trying to destroy a nation so that they could have more people voting for them? That's the Democrat Party. That's the disgusting reality of who they are. And they claim moral superiority. Some of us aren't going to let them get away with it. We're not going to allow you to take and lie like that. What other things do these guys have supposedly moral superiority? Yeah, they worry about places that want to put and punish criminals. They always fight against people who are going to be put to death for murdering people. Yet they have no problem that millions of little unborn human beings are murdered every year. Where's the moral superiority in saying to a woman, that thing growing inside you is not really a human being. You can kill it. Doesn't matter. But you know the crazy part about that is, look at this. If you had somebody, a woman walking down the street that was pregnant, 8 months pregnant, say, and you went up and killed her, you would be prosecuted for 2 murders. The unborn child and for her. But that same woman can walk into an abortion clinic and kill that baby because it's her, in quotation marks, right under state laws in this country, and nothing happens. Do you see the hypocrisy? Do you see how crazy this system is? And yet you scream for more. You scream for more of the blood of the children, so you can satisfy Baal and Moloch, the gods of death and child sacrifice. That is your moral superiority. That's just 3 things. We could go into taxation. Let me see if I have enough time here. Barely. I'm going to do this fairly quick. Stick with me for 5 minutes. 5 minutes more, and this episode has to end. Moral superiority in taxation. You believe in taxing so-called the rich. You believe because you are successful and you make a lot of money, you should pay a lot of money. Is that your money? Did you earn it? What did you do to deserve any of that? I'll go to the point of saying that all income tax, I don't care what the percentage is, even if it's 0.0000001, is a form of slavery. All income tax is a form of slavery. It is state slavery. It is federal government slavery on the people. It is local slavery. And you're so corrupt, you go, well, the poor shouldn't have to pay any. Why? They live here. Shouldn't they be in the game too? Shouldn't they be rowing just as hard as the guys that are successful and making lots of money? Why not? They're the ones that receive the benefits from the people who are actually doing all the rowing. So your argument on taxation and taxing the rich is pretty unrealistic. Completely unrealistic if you really view the world through the prism of reality. Reality be a good one. Reality says that that's immoral to tax people on their income because it's the equivalent to slavery. All taxation is theft. Income tax is slavery. Okay, what do you want? You want roads, you want schools, you want police? You know, we can take and do all these things through a simple sales tax. I don't like taxes, but sometimes we have to have some form of taxes, whether it's a sales tax or it's user fees or whatever we want to call for government services. We have to have these things. Property tax is another thing that needs to be destroyed. How can you own a house, but if you miss a year's worth of property taxes, the state can come and take your house from you and sell it for what you owe in property taxes to somebody else? That's theft. Pure theft. And the most un-American tax there is besides income tax. The moral superiority of you guys wanting these taxes always increase so you can pay for a bigger welfare state, for a bigger intrusive government, does not give you moral superiority. Wanting to help people with money you want stolen from somebody else does not make you moral. It makes you a thief. So anyways, there is that. Was that 3 or 4 little things on moral superiority? I just get tired of listening to these Democrats always talk like what they have is so valued in their brains when they really don't deal with anything between their ears and gray matter. They just deal spouting crap that they learned in their college from the book of Mark. And I don't mean Mark in the Bible, not Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I mean Marx, Karl Marx. And he was not one of the Marx brothers. He wasn't Groucho, Harpo, Chico, Zeppo, Blamo, Dummo. I don't know. There was a bunch of them. 3 or 4 of them. Anyhow, folks, I'm only trying to put out some truth. I'm just trying to give you something else to think about. I'm trying to get you to think, well, maybe what I've been listening to and what I've thought isn't correct. But most of all, I'm just trying to get you to think. Use your brain. That God, who does not make mistakes, gave you. Try to place reason on things that are going on in this world and not believe everything you're told, especially in a college. The universities are nothing more than Marxist propaganda mills. Disgusting. That's something we could talk about sometime, but not today. So until then, I'm going to have my buddy take it away. Talbot, take it.
This is the Craig L. Hayes Show.